about whether you could say a little bit about what the Actuaries for Transformational Change group are doing. And the person asking the question is also saying, how can people get more involved with that if they're interested in doing so? And how are you making sure that the group is kind of properly representative of the membership as a whole?
There was the Actuaries Transformation Group came together, if you like a luncheon club or dining club. It is a tribe of people, of like-minded people. It does not pretend to represent the IFoA as a representative group. It's people who came together because they have synergy and they have common interests, but still within diverse views. And we have a discussion about whether we want to widen our membership. There are a group of adult actuaries who want to test their ideas against each other, who agree that we could be more influential as a profession. It's all in the charter, and we will do things which are consistent with the Actuaries Code. And in the last 10 days, we did have quite a few, 3 or 4 approaches of people who want to join us, but we felt that we want to keep the group small, and that if we admit new members, we want to have greater diversity, greater diversity in that group. But it's a group which can be set up by anybody. It's not anyone can set up a group. Whether the question is that whether you are influential and purposeful. I had a reason to do that as the president-elect because I drew inspiration from the Actuaries response group for COVID-19. My motivation for doing that is manifold. Partly I wanted to learn, and it was fortuitous. I met Stuart and Matthew and a group of others. And the other things is I knew that IFoA will find it more difficult to respond so quickly for all the good reasons we have. And currently, they're coming out with a lot of very learned papers, but they are slightly different. But I felt that it's a space where we can occupy. And I was determined. I'm no longer active in a group, although I still get all the stuff, that they should do us proud. As actuaries, Stuart represent the profession as more or less favorite actuary on BBC television. Nobody asked whether he's inside or outside. But who is inside or outside is the figment of our imagination. We got to be more generous to include, to enlarge our umbrella and our shade. All our members are actuaries. All our members are actuaries. But of course, there are formal roles in which we express policies, and that has to be agreed by the governance of IFoA, and that was never in doubt. These are a group of actuaries who behave responsibly and go up. On the Actuaries for Transformational Change, it really gathered momentum when COVID-19 came in, because all the issues we were interested in about sustainability, about new economics, because neoclassical economics and mark-to-market accounting produce effects which are sometimes unintended. And that came out in the lecture with Elroy Dimson, right, about all the decisions he made for the US endowment funds were decisions which with profits funds or a pension scheme will find it hard to make unless there is investment-linked products, in which case we pass all the risk to the policyholders, which actually is a problem raised by my predecessor, John Taylor, in the Great Risk Transfer. So you can see all these issues, right? We can stay silent, but we are not pretending that we have the answers, but we are saying that we have to stand out and be counted and contribute to the debate in the UK and elsewhere. I think as a profession, we have retreated, and this is a reflection on the conversations I had with at least 30 or 40 fairly senior people in the UK and elsewhere, partly because of the Morris Review, and we are on a back foot. But I think the time has come for us to be a bit braver, especially in the context of the current uncertainty. So we were interested in sustainability, which is about climate risk, which has now been fully endorsed by the Council. The second one was on the shortcomings of neoclassical economics and the alternative of complexity economics, and narrative economics, by which we are not experts, but we have an interest. And the last one is on systems thinking, because if you look at our values of accuracy and curiosity, they're extremely good in working within a prescribed system to make it better, to make it function better, and to make it more consistent, and to make it more persistent. And an attitude of conservatism is right, because you are giving advice for pricing and reserve. But if your problem is not within a system, it's the system itself is a problem, then accuracy and cautiousness are not going to help you. What you need is courage and imagination, but with a very good dose of judgment, because it's not just wild imagination and wild courage, but with judgment. And judgment was at the foundation of our profession in the decades gone by. When the appointed actuary role was in place in the 50s to the 80s, and I'm not about to defend that generation because they also made mistakes, right? But we were good in judgment, because judgment is really important when we are linked, when we are addressing issues relating to uncertainty, which is what we are. But out of uncertainty, there's a small box which is about risk and probability distribution, and we are good at that. But most of the risk and uncertainty we see cannot be captured by the kind of risk models we have. We have to go into the area of uncertainty and the application of judgment and narratives, and that has come to the foreground, led by people like Mervyn King, who is the chairman of the Bank of England, very respectable Paul Schiller, and so forth, right? I think we are at an inflection point, not just for the profession, but for the world, yeah? So the question is that whether we want to be the arena and be a player. And I think that IFoA have to be a player.